say thank you.
We're dying. I've done like nothing.
The shows I did in Illinois, I had to take the train there. And normally I have better experiences on the train than the bus.
Mm-hmm.
But these girls on the way there, they were 20 years old because they were telling everybody they were 20. And they were like, why are we going through Indiana? Can't we just take like a bridge over? And my brain hurt. All of them did not realize. Out of a group of 6, they all had to up on their Google to see that you would do indeed have to go through Indiana to get to Illinois.
Yeah. Well, that's why we are falling into fascism, because we are a country full of geniuses that understand very simple concepts like land and space.
The way back was even worse. There was this group that of CrossFitters, that CrossFit teachers that just had a fitness conference in Chicago, and they got so sloppy drunk and were being obnoxiously loud all 5 hours on the way back. At least the 20-year-olds had gaps of silence, but this was nonstop and wildly loud. I learned way more about their lives. We get to the Detroit exit because they also got off where on my exit. By the time we hit the Detroit one, though, a woman is like, "Can you please shut up?" It is 1:00 in the morning. Some of us have to work the next day. You have been this loud the entire time and nobody has told you to shut up yet, which is so, the privilege there is bananas. And they got so offended, they started mocking her. And these folks are mostly in their 30s.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are they way more ill-behaved than the 20-year-olds?
Yeah.
And I found, because they were very loud about where they were, which is Rebel Fitness in Warren.
Cool. Thanks for advertising where not to go,
Yeah.
because you're obnoxious as shit.
And they were making fun of their clients too, like how fat they are and all
You
of that.
You hear that? Rebel Fitness. They will make fun of you.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how uplifting they are in person. If an entire Amtrak train will know how much they really hate you.
Also, they're CrossFit people. Why didn't they just duck and roll all the way home? It's kind of bullshit that they took a train.
Right?
That was a great opportunity to get a good workout in.
They should have been pulling the train.
Yeah, exactly. With a rope in their teeth, so they couldn't talk.
It's just the type of personality that turns people off of going to CrossFit.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they just advertised to a whole train car of people, don't come to our gym.
Yeah. I found their gym on Google reviews, as I do. And I wrote this whole thing. I was like, I don't need to know that Anna goes through her boyfriend's phone because she doesn't trust him and found out that he's cheating on her. I don't need to know. And I personal details that they all, and how much they hated working there too, and said that too much was expected of them for being 1090 or 10 or
I don't know, a temp worker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I put that, I hope they all lose their jobs or something. But they acted like they weren't being loud. I'm like, but they were like, promise you won't tell this to each other. And it's like, you have to make the whole train promise at this point.
This is now a conspiracy level secret that we're holding. I don't know. That's I hate when people are loud like that in public. It's because you can't get away, and the worst is in New York on the train. Because you always have one person on the train that wants to play their music on their phone out loud. Every single time I've been on the train, that person was in the car with me. One guy, it was very funny. One guy had 2 phones once. One was just for his music, and the other was so that he could talk while he was listening to his music.
Oh, the lack of self-awareness. Why would you do that? Do you think that makes you look important?
I guess. I guess like 2 Chainz while you're talking to your baby mama is like peak society right there.
Google Maps, because I typed in, because I took the train and then I took a bus up to Rockford, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk to my hotel, and Google Maps was like, yeah, take this way, and the first quarter mile had a sidewalk, and that was it, and I thought it was a gap, and by the time I realized, like, oh no, I'm gonna be walking in fields, it was too late to go back, so I am the eeriest part of Rockford, Illinois. I'm sure they thought that I was casing their houses, but it was one of those situations where I'm like more scared of you than you are of me. And I am inhaling all of this like cottonwood, and it was also...
Well, that's probably why you're coughing so much. That's probably what you have in your lungs right now.
Yeah. It was also during when the Canadian wildfires was at its peak.
I think you just found out why you've been coughing for the last 2 weeks, Sam.
An hour walking 3 miles
in soot and allergies.
It did start right after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I had this cough for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago I was like cleaning out my chimney, and I didn't have a mask, so I just did it without the mask. I've been coughing uncontrollably since then. I have no idea why.
Got a little souvenir of Canada.
Yeah. It'll always be with you until you die shortly. How were the shows?
I adore like the headliner was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Jared, who puts on the shows, is also great. I did not do well. I did far from well. So it was very humbling. Thankfully, Jared gave me a ride back to the hotel, so I didn't have to take an Uber.
So you didn't have to walk through another soot-filled field. Thank God I didn't have to walk through the coal mine that is our planet.
Right? How depressing is that like you can get a respiratory thing? I thought because I was like a healthy, mobile person that I would be fine from all those warnings.
We're all susceptible to it, Sam. I couldn't think of the word I wanted to say, so I had to go with susceptible because I had to say something very quickly.
I started teaching.
Oh, nice. Like full-time teaching? Or?
No. I started teaching Esteban's old stand-up class.
Oh, okay.
Planet App.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're starting or you started?
I started on Tuesday.
Okay, how did it go?
Which this I'm sure didn't probably make a great impression.
How did it go?
It went well. The folks are already very funny.
Nice.
I feel bad because I am so scatterbrained half the time. I didn't even mention the premise, setup, and punchline format. So that'll be class number 2. But they're all supposed to be writing their intro jokes this weekend, and I'm excited to hear that. It is that almost parental feeling of, I don't want to mess them up. What if I mess them up?
I don't think you'll do that, Sam. I think hopefully looking at some people, they're going to be fine. Hopefully this is nature correcting itself as you teaching this class. There's a lot of people right now doing stand-up that should just be fans.
I'm also so nervous about getting attached. And I need to remember that, like, some of these folks, this is all they want to do. They just want to get under the belt to say they did it. And that's it. And I need to not internalize that in terms of, what if I made them stand up? It's like, no, there's a ton of people who take Bill's class all the time, and they just want to.
It would be so funny if you got like so attached and like you just had this like sentimental connection, and then like when you're talking to them, they're just like smoking a cigarette, not even paying attention to you. He's like, yeah, set up punchline, got it.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen for sure.
I'm trying to think of like something that I've done in the last 2 weeks. Well, three weeks since we've seen each other, 2 weeks since we've recorded something. And I cannot think of anything. I have been a big piece of shit the last 2 weeks. I replayed Last of Us 2 and beat it again.
Oh.
It was a lot shorter than I remembered it being. I remember the first time I played through it, it was like I felt like it took me forever, and this time I feel like I got through it pretty quick. But
It's
I think
riding a bike.
well, number one, you now know where everything is, number one. But also, I think what it was like the first time. This is my third time playing through it, but I think the first 2 times playing through it, I was trying to do like stealth, like I was trying to sneak up on everybody. And this time, I just went in guns blazing, John Wick style. So I was just like constantly in shootouts with zombies, with people, whoever was in my way. You were catching some strays. And I think that got me through the game a lot faster than the first 2 times I played it. Because the first time I played it like on an easy level because I just wanted to see the story. And then on the second playthrough, I bumped up the difficulty level. So I think that probably made it go slower because it's just harder to get through everything. And then this time, I haven't played it in a while, and I just kind of wanted to I was just trying to enjoy it. You know, I wasn't trying to challenge myself. So I put it on a lower difficulty again. And so I guess it was just easy to blast my way through everybody.
Did it help you decompress?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was nice playing it again.
Mm-hmm. Did it when you play video games, are you able to disassociate a little bit?
Oh, totally, 100%. Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. Like, I can play all day and not even realize that much time passed. Like, I mean, literally, I could play for hours and just be like, oh my god, it's already 8 p.m. Yeah, it's a problem.
Is there a video game that stresses you out more than it helps you relax?
Yes, and I can't think of it right now, but I know there's a game that when I'm playing it, I'm just like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? It'll come to me. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. I'll just interrupt whatever we're talking about at the moment and say it when it comes back to me. There is a game though. It's like I distinctly remember. There's a game that I've played multiple times that every time I play it, I'm like, why am I playing this game? Okay, this isn't the game that I was thinking about, but one game that does kind of do that to me is Death Stranding, because you're basically delivering packages, and like some of them are like timed, but like as you're delivering the packages, you're like walking through parts of the map where there's just like these like demons that are trying to kill you, and like like if you get knocked over, the packages all fall off your back. Then you got to go and pick them all back up and put them back on your back.
Oh my gosh. The anxiety.
And then like there's weight. So like you can only carry a certain amount of packages, because if it's too heavy, you're just going to be like, oh, oh, oh. But like you can get like trucks and stuff, and then like you can like triple the weight you can carry. But the trucks are like so slow and lumbering, and like you can't go over like mountains and stuff with the truck. I mean, you can to a degree, but there's like certain parts that you just can't. and you'll have to finish like on foot anyway. But like if you go up a mountain with a truck, it starts snowing, and one of the big things in the game is that like snow and rain are like infected with whatever these demons are, and it speeds up time, so it makes everything deteriorate like 3 times as fast. So like you start going up the mountain with like a brand new shiny truck, and you're halfway up and it's all rusted and about to break down.
Does it make it the whole way?
Yeah, it makes it the whole way, but it's like completely beat the hell out of. Even if you don't bump into anything, it's just the snow alone is going to make it just like rust.
Well, now you're prepared if that ever happens.
Yeah, I'm prepared for demons from another dimension.
I used to get anxious during the first Halo game in the flood level. My sister and I, like, whatever year that came out, would be on YouTube trying to find already the ways to get past it. And then we get to the final level in the game, both Halo 1 and Halo 2, and my sister would get so frustrated with it, but I ended up winning like guns blazing, Leroy Jenkins style.
So okay, I can think of one thing that does stress me out, and it is in The Last of Us 2. And there's a part where you're cutting through this building, and you end up in this like kind of office cubicle situation, and there's like no electricity, so it's just like dark, and there's like 7. So the zombies in that game go through 4 stages. There's like newly infected. They're basically still people, but they're just like, you know, and running around. Then there's like the second level, where they literally try to like hide and sneak up on you. Like they're quiet, like they're not moaning and chasing you. They're just like quiet, and they hide in like shadows, and then they wait for you to cross, and they just like jump at you. And so there's that level. Then there's like the third level. That's like the most common strong zombie, I guess. Like that one doesn't see, but it uses sonar to find you. And it can just like rip you apart, like if it grabs you. And then the fourth level is that, but like big, and it can like shoot acid balls at you.
That is wild.
But the most stressful part is this office cubicle level, because it's like 7 of the ones that hide and jump out at you, and so you have to like quietly and carefully walk through this whole fucking place and try to find them all and kill them before they kill you. Or you can take the approach of making noise and have them jump out, and hopefully you have enough strong ammo that you can just bow. But even then, you don't know if you got them all. You could kill like 4 of them, and there's like still 2 of them hiding somewhere. You think you're done, and then you're just like nonchalantly walking through the rest of the building, and then just they jump out at you again.
Do you ever get scared like at the jump parts?
No, sometimes. In 2, they introduced a new thing that wasn't in 1, where like, because like there's, so it's not a virus. It's a fungus that attaches itself to your brain and then takes over your like nervous system. And so there's like in buildings or areas that there have been infected for like a really long time, there's usually these like fungal growths everywhere, like attached to the walls and stuff. And so they had those in the first part, but in the second part they introduced the creeper ones being crusted into the growth, and when you walk by they just jump out of the growth.
That, can you see them in the video games?
So the first time you play through it and you don't know that's a thing, you don't notice them. But like when you play through it again, you're like, oh, okay, I see it now.
Do you watch the TV show?
Yeah.
How does it compare?
I mean, the story is like almost 1 for 1. There's just like a few small like differences, but the story's like basically the same. I will say I'm not crazy happy about season 2. I don't know. They're trying to stay at like 6 or 7 episodes a season, and that was not enough to cover what they were trying to cover. Like they needed at least 12 to 15 episodes to truly cover the amount of story that they covered, because they had to like skip over way too much, and they didn't like really develop what they needed to develop, because like the theme, like I don't want to give too many spoilers if anybody hasn't seen it and they want to watch it, but like the idea behind season 2 and like the subsequent seasons after that is vengeance, but like they don't really do, in my opinion, a great job of building that energy in the characters that want the vengeance. So it's like they're normal, and now they're bloodthirsty. There was no like building up to like becoming a psychotic murderer. You know, it was like you just weren't a psychotic murderer, and now you are.
Is it worth a watch?
Season 1 for sure. Season 1 was really good. Season 2, I mean, if you've played the games and you're really into the games, then you know you probably won't love season 2, but like you can at least watch season 2 and maybe like appreciate parts of it, you know.
I saw that they saw the ratings plummet in season 2. Like it was really good during most of it, and then they dropped.
Yeah, because of that. Because like I said, the revenge is like the big thing, and in the game they do a really good job of building that tension, so that when you get to that point, it's like a boiling over. Like there's one specific event that happens that's the turning point. Like that's the point of no return. And in the game, it makes sense because they do a job of slowly kind of building. It's like one thing happens, then something slightly bigger happens, then something slightly bigger. You're like seeing this slow descent into this like venge-filled, blind like emotion, you know, where in the game or in the show they didn't do that slow build up. It was just like the big thing happened that made everyone want revenge, and now you're just like in this bloodthirsty I only see red mode, you know.
Is it only gonna get 3 seasons, do you think?
I mean, if the ratings keep plummeting, probably, but I think they're expecting part 2 the game. I think they're expecting that to be 3 seasons. So like they only covered the first half of part 2 the game in season 2. So then season 3, I imagine, will be the second half of the game, and then season 4 will be like the tying together of the two, because there's basically 2 different stories going on in the second game. They're like they start at different points, but they come to the same point at the end. So season 1 was just the entire journey of the first story. Season 2 is going to be the entire journey of the second story, and then my guess is that season 3 is going to be what happens when the 2 converge.
Are they making a third game?
Neil Druckmann, the creator of the game, says no, but no one believes him. and I don't either. I don't think so. One thing that I kind of hate are a bunch of channels that speculate on what the story of part 3 would be, because all of their speculation is very straightforward, and it would make for a very boring game because it's what everyone is thinking, which I'm sure would make a lot of the people who hate the first 2 games happy because they don't want to think, they just want to kill stuff. But like the true fan base wants a unique story. Like if I thought of it, I don't want that to be the story. You know what I mean? So like there's a lot of channels that speculate on what the third game would be, and they're all just like they're all very just like linear and very obvious, like the obvious choice of what you should do with part 3. And they're also this world has no hope. And it hasn't had hope in either of the first two games. And every video that I see on YouTube that's like, this is what part 3 should be, is like, and then we end on a hopeful note. It's like, no, this world doesn't end on hopeful notes. This world ends on fucking like darkness. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate or say what I want to see, because it's like, if it's already in my head, I don't want that to be the story.
Is this the creator who he's a big fan of Supernatural, and so he puts supernatural Easter eggs throughout it?
I'm not sure what is Supernatural, because I've probably seen it. I just don't know that it's Supernatural. I watched like 3 things.
It's a TV show about 2 brothers whose dad, well, like they no longer have parents. Their dad dies like in the beginning of season 2, and they fight demons and a bunch of supernatural things together. But I mean, it has definite funny moments throughout. They make sure not to ever get too dark, but there are sad moments as well. And I'm pretty sure it was The Last of Us.
It could be. I'm not familiar with the show, so I'm sure there's probably, because like you can collect like collectibles, and I'm sure the collectibles probably reflect Supernatural, and it's just going over my head because I don't know the show.
And I heard that there's like things carved like in some of the like the characters will pass by like abandoned buildings with like the names carved or graffiti.
Oh yeah, like graffiti and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but again, because I don't know the show, I probably just walked right by it. It was just like, oh, who's Claire? You know? Claire's probably a dead bitch. Yeah.
She's Castiel's daughter. Very much alive. Claire is alive still.
I know that he's a fan of No Country for Old Men, because I saw him do an interview and he talked about how him and his writing partner went to see No Country for Old Men, and when they left the theater, they're like, we need to make a game that's like that kind of like silence and emptiness, and then just all of a sudden chaos, and then just like silence and emptiness and chaos. And so that's what kind of inspired them to do the game.
That is awesome. When somebody was telling me about a video game where the creators were a big fan of they said the video game itself was very sad.
It could be Last of Us, because it is a very sad game. I mean, the ending is like so, like the ending of part 2, the ending of both of them is like, what the fuck?
Is the TV show equally sad?
Yeah. It's so the TV show is trying to be equally sad. I don't know if it's achieving that, because again, it feels like they just skip over too much, you know. And I'm not saying like I need to see them like dodging and ducking through abandoned buildings and fighting zombies. I don't think that's really necessary for the show. That's necessary for the game, but it's not necessary for the show. But there are like moments within some of that ducking and fighting that you kind of need to incorporate, you know. Like one of the big things, like again, I'm trying not to spoil plot points. I'm not trying to spoil plot points, but one of the reasons why you can kind of believe that one of the characters just like flips is because of the dodging and ducking, because in that whole pathway are people that you are just mowing down. And so you can, when they get to this like pivotal moment, you can kind of believe that they've lost themselves because they just killed like 200 people.
Were they infected people?
No, people.
What?
I mean, both. They're infected as well, but like it's a lot of like raiders and just things like that, like out in the wild on the road and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And you don't see any of that in the show, So your assumption by the time they get to this point in the story is that they haven't killed anyone, and now all of a sudden they're just like a switch just flipped, and it's like after one, not after one, not in that world, maybe in this world, but not in that world. Like in that world, by the time you're 12, I would assume you've killed 2 people by now.
Did you ever play Twisted Metal?
Yeah, me and Keith used to play that all the time.
Did you watch the show?
No, I never watched the show, although I wanted to because I felt like the actor that played the clown was kind of hot.
It's so good.
Is it?
I didn't anticipate it being as good as it was, but
it seems like it's good in the way that like the Mad Max movies are good. Mm-hmm. Like it's just like so chaotic and just like action. Am I wrong about that? Or
it's chaos action, but the writers are very funny, and that's what I kind of wasn't expecting. I feel bad for just thinking it was going to be mostly action, but it's very well written too.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for like the last 2 weeks.
And getting booked on things.
Yeah, finally getting off my ass and like doing some work.
Is it always hard to reach out to people?
Yeah, I mean it's less for the reasons that it used to be of like just not wanting to be annoying, and more so just for like I just don't want to do it. You know? Like I just hate going through the motion of having to put all of my stuff together, put an email together, put my dates together. If it's somebody that I've never worked with before, my credits, video links, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, I just don't want to do this, you know, and then copy, paste, send, copy, paste, send, copy, paste, send. Like, it's just like, I just don't want to do this.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. So I'm ecstatic because I have the final version of my special.
Oh, nice.
But it's that nervousness of sending it out to places and then getting rejected or just not hearing anything back at all.
You know, I don't know. Like with like a special, if I'm sending it to like companies that I have no contact with, I'm just like blindly sending it to them. I'm almost like expecting to not hear back from them. So like not hearing back from them is like so low vibration. Like it doesn't even register for me.
Would you rather not hear back or would you rather hear a rejection?
I don't know. Probably just not hear back. Like, I don't know. I would want to hear back if it was somebody that I knew that like I respected, because I would want to know what their feedback is for why it got rejected. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be like mad or anything like that, but like obviously there's a reason that it didn't get picked up, and I would just want to know what that is so I could like change it in the future, you know. But if it's like people that I don't know, my experience getting feedback from people you don't know is like number one, they don't understand you, and so they just give you like the generic feedback that they're just going to give to anybody, and so it's just like I didn't need this. You shouldn't have even said anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just sent it out to the first place. So we'll see. I'll wait 2 weeks and then send it out to a different place.
I mean, do you think you should just start sending it everywhere?
Probably.
Get some people into some bidding wars. Pin people against each other, you know?
I should probably start shotgunning it out there, but there's like a tiny part of me that's like unrealistically hopeful of like, what if more than one person wants it? I don't want to burn bridges. It's like I'll be lucky if one person wants it, but
I don't think you'll burn bridges because these are like business people. They have no souls.
Yeah, comedy is weird.
How do you feel about it, like yourself?
The quality is fantastic. Babish did a fantastic job. Lyle did a fantastic job. I felt bad for Mike Lyle because one, not only is he dealing with a bunch of stuff on his side, but also my audio, I make so many spit sounds, ASMR-ish sounds into the microphone that he had to clean up a lot. You can kind of hear it a lot in my first album, and I have a hard time listening to myself with that. And you have to deal with it too on here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that bad on here. Honestly, I don't. If whether it's this show or it's like any other podcast, unless someone specifically tells me to take something out, I don't skim it. I just make sure it sounds okay. I line the audio and the video up, and then I send it out. I don't have time to like edit like at that level, you know, unless, like I said, unless someone specifically says that they want something taken out, or afterwards I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and I'll go take, but other than that, like, I'm not going back to look over anything. I think I've only done that once for myself, where I said something where I'm like, that was kind of shitty.
Don't want this to live on YouTube. Do you get any special hours at work for summer?
You mean like special, like work from home hours, or?
Yeah, or do you? I know that some companies do summer Fridays where they.
Oh yeah,
do
like, yeah, stuff like that. Like, I mean, we just went to a Tiger game on Thursday. They do like, I forget what they call it. It's something on Thursday. They have like a name for it, but it's on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. Like everybody goes to like a happy hour or something like that.
Did you run it? Mercer and Amber Mado were also at that Thursday game.
Oh no, I didn't run into. Oh, were they at the late game or the early game? Because there were two games Thursday.
I think they were at the early game.
Oh, I was at the early game too. But I was in the I was in the Pepsi deck the whole time because it was raining. So I went up to the Pepsi deck and sat in the bar up there the whole time, basically.
Was it fun? Was the Pepsi deck fun?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fine. It's just very expensive at the stadium. Like, I mean, like one beer is like $13. It's like crazy.
I was supposed to go on Wednesday, but
didn't it get rained out?
It did get rained out. But I was happy about that because I was sick and everyone at my work was grossed out by me. So I wasn't going to go with them anyways, but I was happy. I mean, the tickets were only $12. Yeah. But I was happy that I didn't miss out.
Yeah, no, it's I like going to the games. I never get tickets. I always like I never go and buy tickets. I always just like end up with tickets. And then like when I go to the game, I'm like, I should do this more. This is nice.
Yeah, like I can't watch it on TV, but in person, it's a very pleasant experience.
Yeah. I'm very much so a fair weather baseball fan. Like if my team is not good, I don't care about baseball. I'm not that into the sport. So like I have to have the incentive of like my team has stakes for me to like get into it. If there's no stakes, I'm not watching it because I just like love the beauty of the game. You know, like I'm not like that. I'm not into baseball like that. Like I'm into basketball that way. Like I can watch basketball no matter what. Like whether the Pistons are good or bad, I can watch them, you know, because like, you know, I'm into the sport. So, but like baseball and hockey, I just can't get into. Hockey, even when the Red Wings are good, it's hard for me to get into.
What?
I can get into the playoffs, but like it's hard for me to get into the season with the Red Wings.
Oh, I'm the opposite. It's very hard for me to get into basketball, but there's so much movement, and then watching it in person is very hard. It's very overstimulating with everything that they have going on at the stadium. I mean, I haven't been to Little Caesars, but when it was at the Palace, they would be playing, and then all like a bunch of t-shirt cannons and confetti and these like electronics on tiny little parachutes would be coming down. I'm like, this is a lot.
You're like a dog during a thunderstorm. You just curl up under your chair.
One of the times was like during a radio contest. So not only was that happening, but I had to sit there with the whole shtick of the radio contest was to walk around with these giant, massive cardboard cutouts of the hosts and like free advertising for them. And one of the things was to go to a professional sports game. And so you just had to sit there with everything happening around you, plus next to these two giant hosts. It was a lot.
I don't know. Basketball, I think, was like the first sport that I got introduced to. It was like the first sport that I played, I think. And so I've just been into it ever since.
I played it and never understood the positions, didn't understand the plays. I would nod along in the group huddle and then just go out there and do whatever. Did not listen to anything.
Also, I'm Serbian, so it's in my blood. Basketball is in my blood. We're born with the skill of one of three sports: soccer, basketball, or water polo. Those are like the three sports that we're good at.
Did you ever play soccer, water polo?
No, I didn't. No, I never played water polo. I mean, I would play soccer, but I never played like organized. I just, growing up in America, it wasn't popular when I was a kid, and like my cousins would play, but I was never like around them that much, like, I mean, I'd be around them. It's not like I would never see them, but I wasn't around them like all the time, so like they were playing soccer together because they lived very close to each other. So like, that's how they got into it. But like, I didn't live close to them. I would only see them like once a month or once every other month or whatever. So like, I would show up and they're already in their thing and I'm not in their thing.
Yeah, in rural mid-Michigan, soccer is huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many literal fields that they're like, let's put it to use.
Soccer, field hockey, lacrosse.
Those are growing up.
All of the field sports.
I had a ton of friends who did soccer, and they did a bunch of travel leagues. And I played in elementary school, and not because I wanted to. I played in elementary school because I went to Catholic schools who your entire grade would have to sign up so you have enough players. And my parents were guilted into it because of that. But I was not a fan.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, we were Class B school, my high school, which Class AA is the highest, or was the highest, and then it was A, double B, and B. So we were in B. So we were like a decent sized school. Like, we weren't huge, but we had, a decent number of people there. And we could barely field a football team. Like, we had a lot of people that wanted to play football, but we could barely field a team because all of the people that wanted to play football were like flunking out. Like, if the people who were flunking out could have just gotten C's, we would have had one of the best teams in the state. Because like, there were so many athletes that that we couldn't let play because their GPA was just too low.
What? I'm surprised your school didn't like send a couple resources.
That's how bad they were though. Like they couldn't even cheat. Like they couldn't even like, it was just, they were like, their grades were so low that they couldn't even fudge the numbers. I mean, most of their grades were bad because they just didn't come to school, not because they like were dumb. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of them just would skip school like every fucking day, and that's why their grades were bad. It was more of like an attendance thing. So it's like, how do you turn 30 unexcused absences into 6, because 7 is the limit?
Did they have limits back then?
Yeah, you could have 7 unexcused absences before it starts affecting your grade. Well, 6 unexcused. The 7th unexcused absence would start affecting your grade.
That's bananas. Like my nephews are dealing with that right now in terms of after 7, then your parents have to meet with a truancy officer, which is
we didn't have to
weird.
meet with a truancy. Well, at least I don't think we did. I never got that far. I always did right up to the limit, and then I just stopped after that.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the show earlier, but my freshman year, I missed 80 days of school. And my sophomore year, I missed 60 days of school. And they were pulling up our records to have conversations with us. And I still had like a 3.2 GPA. And they're like, it's still not good. It's like, neither is having a dying mom, but I'm with her in the hospital most of these times. Like, it's not, they acted like we were like smoking doobies in ditches. It's like, no, it wasn't the fun kind of skipping school, but
I always I would skip the exact amount of days I could before like it would start affecting me. And it's funny because they would put the absences on your report card, and I would just give the report card to my parents and just like hope that they just didn't even look at that column, and they never did. They never said anything, at least.
Did your parents have to be the ones calling you in though, right?
No, if you're skipping school, you're just skipping school. I would be like, see you later, Mom, and then just go to like my friend's house.
I am such a goody two shoes that I was like, well, my mom called us in.
No. I was like leaving the house as if I was going to school, and then we would go to Cedar Point.
The only day I ever did that was senior skip day.
Yeah. That was maybe like the 30th time I did that. But yeah, I don't know. We have quite a bit amount of time.
Oh, wait, for real?
Yeah.
Nice. What are you most excited about this summer?
Last summer I really did not go outside very much. Like I didn't take advantage of the outdoors, and I want to be outside more this summer, which I'm already not doing a great job of. But to be fair, we did not have our pontoon boat until last week, so that's usually my best way of getting outside. Because if I'm just outside in the yard, I will get swarmed by mosquitoes.
Oh.
And the only way I can be outside near the house is to be in the middle of the lake. Because I won't get swarmed by mosquitoes out there.
Oh, do you think also that, because we had at least 2.5 weeks of Canadian wildfire smoke, and now we're under a massive heat wave. Do you think that will also affect getting outside, or has affected getting outside?
Oh, it might just affect how long I'm outside, because I'll probably just be too hot and like I'm going back in.
Santiago and I are we're getting the floors of our house raised up.
Okay.
Because they are just sagging. So they're sagging 2 inches in the middle. And the company said you have to have the HVAC and the gas line turned off because we're going to be working in those areas. And we had the HVAC people come out and they said, your furnace is 30 years old. Your air conditioning unit's 20 years old. We can't move the furnace because there's no parts made for it anymore. We don't want to risk breaking it. Mm-hmm. So you can either buy a new one or get a different company to move it. And we are just basically replacing everything. And Santiago is getting like a little, I think, frustrated with it. I'm like, this is normal home maintenance. This would have, at least we can do it all at one time.
Yeah.
But we are not going to have air conditioning for these super hot days.
I mean, you guys should just get like a window unit for your bedroom at least.
Yeah. With how hot our house is going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a window unit for your bedroom, at least, like, you'll be fine. I mean, you'll be at least be able to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Because it's gonna be like a week and a half without air conditioning.
I mean, that's when we were remodeling. That kind of is what happened here. Like, we were living in the basement for like a month and a half, basically. Like, we didn't want to put all our stuff in storage, so we just moved everything downstairs. So all we had were these like little aisleways that we could like walk through, and we lived in that for like a month and a half. We didn't have an oven; we just microwaved all of our meals.
Did you feel it affecting your energy levels and all that?
Yeah, because it's just like you can't, like, you just feel this like imposing like presence over you constantly, because like you don't have space, you're just like, you have to build like a cocoon for yourself to like kind of just exist in, and then you just have these like little pathways that you can like travel through.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing after our podcast today. Is we have to move everything out of our basement, and we've basically turned it into a massive storage area. And like, where are we going to fit everything?
That's what we did here. Like, literally everything from the first floor came down.
I'm nervous about how it's going to feel.
I mean, you guys aren't like tearing things down, so hopefully it doesn't like take as long. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it'll take a little bit, but it won't be as long as we were like stuck in our basement.
At most 2 weeks, because at most they'll have to replace a couple of the beams, and that might add on like another week. But yeah, definitely not as long as you and Keith had to.
Yeah, because I mean, we totally gutted the whole upstairs.
No, our plan in 4 years is to add a second story to our house. And I don't know what that's going to look like in terms of what we'll have to move. Mm-hmm. Or how livable the house will be with that. Well,
you'll have the ghosts. They'll have to go somewhere for a little bit. The ghosts, the bats, the raccoons.
I feel bad for our neighbors because the outside of our house looks terrible. Cronin came and did some yard work for us and made that part look nice. Mm-hmm. But the siding could be redone easily. And that our porches, falling apart, very visibly falling apart. And our neighbors, when they see all of these construction vehicles roll up, I'm sure will be like, they're doing stuff. And it's like, not that you can see. We're still going to be an eyesore. Keeping those property.
It's funny. Somebody came to our door last weekend or the weekend before, they were doing some work on a house in the neighborhood or something. That's what they said. And they came up to the door asking, like, trying to get more business or whatever. And he starts asking me about like the roof, the driveway, like asking me about all these different things. And I'm like, oh, wait, actually, we just did that like 2 years ago. Actually, we did that about like 4 years ago. Oh, we did that about like 3 years ago. And then so he asked me about like everything, and everything is stuff that we have done in the last 5 or 6 years. And he's like, well, I would ask you about the siding, but it seems like you guys have taken care of everything. That's the only thing he could have got me on. The siding is the only thing he could have got me on, and he let it go. The siding's the only thing that I couldn't have been like, oh, we just did that one. I was like, oh yeah, that's the siding from when we moved in.
How long is siding good for?
I have no idea. I think it just depends on the siding. Like the siding on my mom's house was aluminum, and the only reason she had to replace it is because all the paint was like chipping off of it. But like the siding itself was fine. Like it wasn't like compromised anywhere. It's just like like I said, the paint was kind of chipping off, and it just looked bad. So she had to like replace it because of that.
Ours is the vinyl, and it's like starting to like have
warp.
Yeah, it's starting to warp. It has like the cracks going down the pieces of it, and it's Yeah, with it warping so much and like pulling away from the house, you can definitely see all of the like individual panels. And you couldn't do that like 8 years ago. So, and I don't know how long it was on the house prior to him moving into.
I remember at our old house, Keith and I were like, we were in the middle of like a fight, and all of a sudden it just starts like torrentially pouring, and we hear water, and we go down to the basement, and there's just like a river running through the basement. So we have to abandon the fight and try to save all our shit.
Did you return to the fight after?
I don't think we like returned to it with the intensity, but I don't think it was over.
Oh, what happened?
With the fight or with the house?
With the house.
With the house. I don't remember the fight. I mean, it was so long ago. I just remember that we were like going at it. It was, I mean, it wasn't like flooding. It's just like it was like coming over like the foundation or something, and it was like pouring down the wall and then like running to the drain in the basement. And it was just like coming in really fast, but it wasn't like accumulating. It was just like coming in and draining immediately. But it was still just like, why do we have a river running through our house all of a sudden? Like, what is going on? So like Keith ended up getting just like the silicone stuff, like the stuff that you put in like on your tub or whatever. And he used a brick to like line it up against the house, like against the outside of the house, like an inch and a half away. And he would just like fill it with the silicone, let it dry, and then move the brick, and then he like did that all the way around.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Did you have to like regrade the house or anything? Was that problem?
No, I honestly don't even think it was that. Like I don't think it was coming from like the side of the house. I think it was coming. We think it was coming from like the gutter. Like we think there was like a gap in the gutter or something, and it was like getting between the wall and just kind of like going straight to the basement. So we just kind of like we just took some like roofing paper and just kind of like overlapped it from the roof into the gutter, and so the water would just like run over the paper like directly into the gutter. And that when we did that, it seemed to stop. So
I need to have our gutters looked at. When our basement was flooding, part of it was our gutters.
Mm-hmm.
But I am bad at cleaning gutters, and so is Santiago. And Santiago did not realize that gutters had to be cleaned out. And I'm like, yeah, I thought that was common knowledge. And he said, no, most of us don't have gutters in Miami.
Yeah, I hate getting onto roofs. I just start getting really bad vertigo. Like I can't handle it.
Yeah, and also so many deaths that are associated with home repairs are because of roofs.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want Santiago to be up there. I'd rather pay a professional who knows like where to hook things so they don't die when they do
Keith
it.
is more than happy to send me up onto the roof. But yeah, I don't know. That was a very exciting last 15 minutes talking about roofs and basements.
Just gonna sip my massive. This is unnecessarily large.
It's very. You had it on the table, and I'm just like trying to like line up the camera, and I'm like, all I can see is the mug.
Trying to like hide it. When I drive with it in my cup holder, I know that if I get in a rollover, that's how I'm gonna die.
It's just gonna crush your skull. I don't know. Well, we're at an hour.
Oh, yay. Where are you?
Next weekend, which would be the 2 days after this comes out on Friday, I will be in Bloomington, Indiana at the Comedy Attic. It is my Comedy Attic debut, so I'm like very excited about that. I'm also excited about going back to Bloomington. It's been like 2 years since I've been in Bloomington, so kind of excited about that. And then after that, I got a couple shows. I think like July 17th, I'm going to Sheboygan, to the Hive North. I'll be headlining that show. And then I believe the week after that is when we are at Mark Ridley's and we'll be opening for Sean Patton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully I pick up some more gigs in between now and then. So
I am at Zig. Well, yeah, there's like a couple things before this will come out, but I'm at Ziggy's. I'm at Ziggy's in Ipsy on July 3rd with Wenzel.
nice.
And then July 17th and 18th, I am at Detroit House of Comedy. And then the week after that is our Sean Patton week.
Yep.
And then August, I am doing the Laughter on the Lakeshore Festival.
That's the Muskegon one, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And that's the last weekend in August. But I'm very pumped for all the July shows. I will be forcing myself to do a lot more show up and go up open mics, I think. Oh, crap. July 12th, I am at the Comet in Cincinnati.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be pushing myself to do a lot more open mics and
Nice.
Just trying out new material and being vulnerable again.
Yep. Yeah, that's what 70% of this job is being vulnerable, taking darts from assholes on the internet. That's what 70% of this is. Anything else? All right, well, that is this week's episode, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah.